Hey, so I wanted to talk about Lily Allen's album, which just came out. It's called West End Girl. A lot of people are talking about it because it's pretty controversial in that it is a very detailed, in-depth look at the breakdown of her marriage. But the reason why I wanted to talk about it is that I really think this album has been completely misunderstood. See, I don't think this album is actually about sex. It really is a look at her internal life while all of this was going down. The song West End Girl opens the album, and it is done so masterfully with such a sense of humor and such a sense of irony. So basically, what this song is doing is it's giving us like an entry point into the breakdown of the marriage. And what does she do with this song? She doesn't actually talk about the affair. She talks about a moment where they had moved into this apartment, this brownstone in New York, and she felt uncomfortable with the situation because she'd packed up her life, but also she couldn't really afford what was going on, and her husband earned more than she did. And what happens is she gets a role in a play on the West End in London, and her husband is really unsupportive in this moment. So what she really gives us in the very opening salvos of this album is not a look into the affair. It's a look into a moment when she needed support from her husband and she didn't get it. What's so clever about West End Girl is that it's got this like almost kind of bossa nova type kind of like lightness in the music. So you can imagine somebody kind of, walking the streets of London, like doing some shopping, it's got this kind of like whistling type melody. So it's really like contrasted well against this very intense emotional experience that she's having. And then we get into a song like Ruminating, which suddenly takes us straight into the affair. Now she's discovered that actually he's been cheating on her in their home. And what happens is she confronts him, and he actually admits it, and he says to her, if this affair has to happen, do you want to know about it? And that is the moment in that song that really kills her. It's actually not the affair. It's the fact that he had the gall to ask her if she could accept it.
And who the fuck is Madeline?
I think what's really masterful about this album for me is just the sense of humor that she attacks things with. She really understands irony. She really understands contrast. She really knows how to like deliver a searing line with just calmness and absolute control. And music that it feels like the music doesn't live up to the moment because it's not giving you like big ballads. It's not giving you screaming. It's not giving you rage. But it's almost like it's so contained, it's so beneath the surface, and that's what's really so damning about it. Like you almost want to shake her by the shoulders and be like, girl, like let it out, but it's really just it's the absolute control. It's got the same kind of tone throughout the entire album. Like she's really, really keeping it together. And that for me is what really like makes this album so deep. It gives it such depth, such breadth, and such like emotional range in a way that I just don't think she's getting credit for.